Okay, before we get started into the actual workflows, I want to give you an overview of exactly what's happening here. Every year has 5 workflows. The top level workflow, which is the entry point for any year, is where you load all of your contacts. You can load them manually, one at a time. You can create a trigger like a form, or if you add a tag, and you can send a smart list of contacts into the entry point. When they come into the entry point, the first workflow is going to define which quarter they came in. Once that's defined, it will go to the workflow for the quarter. Inside the quarter workflow, it's going to find out which month they came in. Once it determines the right month, it's going to drop the contact into the right delivery date. The delivery dates on the 2 emails per month is on the first Monday and the third Monday. So when a client comes in through the current year, they're going to come into the quarter workflow, come into the quarter month, and the quarter date. And then they're going to sit and wait for the first Monday of each month. If they come in after the first Monday, they're going to come in through the year, come into the quarter, come into the quarter workflow, come into the month. And if it's past the first Monday, they're going to drop over here to the third Monday and wait for this email to be sent. Once that email is sent, they're going to jump to the next month in the quarter and wait for the first email for the next month, which is going to be again on the first Monday. This process continues for the contact until it reaches the last email of the last month of the quarter. From there, it jumps to the next quarter and continues through the workflow until it gets to the stop date for the next Monday. Then it follows through the sequence again and continues to each quarter workflow. When it gets to the fourth quarter workflow and the last email of the last month, it will jump to the entry point of the next year. On the next year, it starts all over again. Now, you don't have to do anything with any of this logic. It's already designed into the workflows. All you have to do is drop your emails in for each month, one for the first Monday, one for the third Monday. All the dates have been predefined for 4 years, the current year and 3 more years. So as long as you keep adding emails, you can drop somebody in and literally send them emails for 4 years. So again, each year has 5 workflows: the main entry point workflow and a workflow for each quarter of the year. So now let's get into the actual workflows. Okay, to get started, we're going to come into the sub-account. We're going to go to automations. We're going to go to the drop and sync folder. You'll see 4 years with 4 folders. We're going to drop into 2026. We're going to go into 2 emails per month. And these are the 5 email workflows that you're going to need to run 2026. The first thing we need to do is turn them on. And by turn them on, I mean publish them. We're going to select the 3 dots and we're going to publish this workflow. We're going to publish each quarter workflow. And we're going to go into the entry point workflow. Now you're going to see a warning here because there is no user assigned to this. At the entry point of all years, you need to assign a user so you can use the user signature in the emails. So we're going to select this option. You're going to have an obscure number here that came across. Just delete that and then add the user. Save that action. Now that user signature will be used on all outgoing emails. The workflow comes with an added tag. The tag for this entry point is contact enrolled in the 2-by email campaign 2026. This way you know when you drop somebody in, they're going to get tagged as enrolled. Just save or leave that. And everything else in the workflow is predefined. There's an if statement here that checks the current quarter. It defines which month the contact came in and which quarter that month is in. Once it defines the quarter that it's in, then it fires the workflow for that quarter of that year. So it's going to add to workflow, already put in the action name, and this is the workflow that it's going to fire. So if they came in January, it's going to go to the first quarter, and it's going to fire this workflow. If they come in December, it's the fourth quarter, and it's going to fire this workflow. Q4 2 emails per month, 2026. So when you drop someone into the 2026 entry point, this workflow is going to determine which quarter workflow to fire. You'll notice on each one of the quarter workflows, this pass input trigger parameters is selected. So we pass any parameters that you have for the client into the quarter workflow. So the only thing you really have to do at all entry points is assign a user. Everything else in the workflow has been done for you. Don't forget to save your changes, and we're going to go back to the quarter workflows. So we've only published the workflows for 2026. A good idea would be to go back and publish the workflows for the remaining years. Just go into 2027, go into 2 emails per month, and just publish all of these. If you do this now, you won't have to worry about having the workflows published when the time comes when you need them. I'm going to go back again, and go to 2028. Go to 2 emails per month, and publish all of these. Go back again, go to 2029, 2 emails per month, and publish all of these. Now I know all of my workflows for the next 4 years have been published. So depending on whether or not you trust GoHighLevel to pass parameters, when you're publishing your entry points, you may want to open the entry points and assign a user for each year. I'm going to go ahead and do that for each one of my entry points for each year. I'm going to save that action, save that workflow, go back again. This is 2027. I'm going to go into 2028, go to the 2 emails per month, go to the entry point, assign the user, X out of this, add the user, save the action, go back. We're in 2028. We'll go to 2029, go to 2 emails per month, go to the entry point, assign the user, delete that, add the user, save the action, save. Now you've set up all 4 years and you've assigned a user to all 4 years. Okay, so now we've got a live client who just launched a new newsletter campaign on August the 3rd, 2026. So we're going to go into the 2026 campaigns. He's running 2 emails per month and he started in the 3rd quarter. So we're going to select the 3rd quarter, 2 emails per month. And everything you see in this workflow has been predefined. The contact came in from the entry point workflow. The entry point determined it was the 3rd quarter. It came into this 3rd quarter campaign. There's an if statement here, and it determines the correct month. So the current month is August. So the contacts came down through August. And there's another condition. The first Monday is August 3rd, and the 3rd Monday is August the 17th. So what the workflow does is it determines whether or not it's before the 3rd or after the 3rd. If it's before the 3rd, it goes down this branch. If it's after the 3rd, it goes down this branch. He preloaded 1,000 contacts on August the 2nd. So those 1,000 contacts came through the first condition, which was August, and came through the second condition, which is before the 3rd. And they sat and waited right here. If I click this action, it's a wait action, and it's waiting until August the 3rd. When August the 3rd arrives, it's going to send out at 9 a.m. Also notice these 2 options here are selected. We're saying release on this date, and if the date has already passed, continue to the next action. Well, the date is not going to already pass because we hold up and we have this condition. The date is not going to pass because we have a condition here that if the date had already passed, it will go through this branch. So again, from the entry point down to August, down before August the 3rd, hold and wait. When August the 3rd came, you don't want to send 1,000 emails out at one time. You don't want to send 10,000 out at one time. So there's a drip statement here. If we open the drip statement, it's going to drip 200 at 30-minute intervals. Now you may want to change this, but currently that's the way that it's set up. If you change this one, you might want to change them all the way down the line. So they came in and waited till August the 3rd. They were dripped out at 200 every 30 minutes, and this email was sent. So if I click on the email, you don't have to do a from name and from email. It will come from your email server. He has a subject here, he has a pre-header here, and he's using a template from the template library. Yours is going to look like this, and you're going to need to put your subject line in and your pre-header if you want. You're going to have an option here to either do a quick compose, use the smart builder, or use an existing template. I'm going to show you how to use an existing template because it's the most efficient way to do this. So when you select existing template, your templates are going to pop up. And this is the first issue that went out on 08/03/26. If I select that, it pops the issue in. All I'd have to do is save action on that, and it will send this template out at the right time. I'm going to cancel that, go back to the email that he sent. After the email is sent, it goes to a wait period again at August the 17th. And you'll see that August the 17th is the 3rd Monday of the month. With the 2 emails per month, the system is set up to send on the 1st Monday and the 3rd Monday. Again, we're going to drip out 200 every 30 minutes, and then we're going to send email number 2. Email number 2 should be a follow-up for the month. We're going to get into templates in the template lesson. After this email is sent, it waits till September the 1st. And then on September the 1st, it goes all the way back up to the top. Checks again. The month is going to be September. The system's going to move everyone through the workflow and have them sit and wait until September 7th. And then it starts all over again. So you may be asking yourself, what if the client comes in after the 3rd Monday? The way we handle that is we set a condition at the wait period. They're waiting till the 20th. If they come in after the 20th, we have this selection here. If the date has already passed, continue to the next action. So if they come in on the 21st, it's going to be after the 6th and it's going to be after the 20th. So it's going to go ahead and run the condition, which means it's going to go ahead and deliver the email and then sit here and wait until August 1st. Same thing in August. If they come in after the 17th, they're going to pass right through, get the email number 2, and wait until September 1st. So just be aware, if someone subscribes to your newsletter and they come in after the 3rd Monday, they're going to get email number 2, wait until the hold period for the next month, and then they're going to enter into the chain. And when the contact goes through a quarter and they get to the last month of each quarter, they're going to go back to the entry point. This is the entry point workflow for the year. Each time they finish a quarter, they come back into this entry point. So if they start out on the 2nd quarter, they finish the quarter out, they come back to this entry point, and then the entry point sends them to the 3rd quarter. But for the 4th quarter, when the last email of the last quarter is sent, the system will send it to the entry point of the next year. If I go to the 4th quarter, you can see we're in the 4th quarter of the 26 email campaign. After the last email, it's going to wait until January the 1st, 2027, and then go to the entry point for 2027. The add to workflow is entry point 2027. That's another reason why you might want to go ahead and publish your workflows for the next 3 years. There's one more thing I want to show you. So we're in Q4 of 2026, and it's October, November, and December. So if I go back in my workflows and I go to Q3, you're going to see that GoHighLevel did not update this. It still says October, November, December, and it does this on every workflow. It's severely aggravating. If you're working and you see July 20th, but it says October up here, just refresh the screen one time. Then you'll get the right months for the quarter. This happens every time you switch. This happens every time you switch between workflows. Okay, let's recap. Setup is 2 steps. Publish all your workflows, whether you decide to go with 2 emails per month or 1 email per month, or both. Step 2, assign a user. Assign a user to each entry point for each year. That's it. You're set up. Delivering emails. Create your email template. Find the year and the quarter that you want to insert your email template. Find the date you want to insert your email template. Select the template, drop it in, save it, and you're done. The only thing you have to deal with in the workflows is where to insert your email. And now you're ready for the next lesson.